Hi guys, good evening. I think I'm going to get started. I'm recording this call, so in case if anybody misses out, he can always come back and follow it up. I have roughly about 19 people in the room right now, but more than 54 people are racing from the club. I think they should rename the whole race to be a TCI prep race very soon, hopefully. Uh, so great. Am I audible? Good to everybody here. Okay, great. Please keep your speakers on mute. Feel free to keep your cameras on, off, whatever you're comfortable with. We will have a lot of opportunity to get your questions in. I'm sure a lot of people are racing this for the first time. As a matter of fact, this might be your first try as a race. So there will be a lot of questions. There will be a lot of information which would be needed. So we will have a little time for that. But just to give you a background, in the first edition about 8 years back, I was invited to race this HR26. Of course, that time there were not many athletes. The pool was a 50-meter pool in a basement in Gurgaon itself. We had a very nice transition zone where we could. It was well lit in the basement, under cover, under shade. So nothing you could feel could go wrong. But just to give you my first race experience, excitement was there. It was a 5 a.m. start. So I set up my bike in the night. Because it was an early morning start, I made sure that the bike was kept in the car in the night, and everything was checked. Air was filled in the tires. It was nicely serviced. First triathlon, the gear was in place. In the morning when I reached to the race, being me, I have a habit of reaching well before time. So I was there at about 4:50. I took my bike out and I noticed my front wheel is flat. There's no air in it.
Oh,
My first race. So I had kept my bag with all my kit and everything in it, and I had two tubes extra which I had kept. Nervousness got better of me. I could not find that tube, and I was panicking. I didn't know what to do. So luckily, I found a friend of mine. He helped me with the tube, but the tube had to be changed by me. So I tried opening the tire. I couldn't do it. Spent about 10 minutes. I couldn't. I was frozen. We had a lot of time. The race starts for 6. Reporting time was 5. I was there at 4:50. So then I asked the same friend if he can help and help me to fix it. So he helped me open the tire out. I then managed everything on my own. Of course, the swim went well. Everything, luckily, the tire was changed well within time, and I had a comfortable race. First race experience, nervousness, anything which I could felt could not have gone wrong went wrong that day. So that was a lesson learned. Thinking that no matter how much prepared you are, you need to always be extra careful. So, anyways, talking about that, coming to the main race, the idea was to get everybody in and get their attention in that everything has to be planned well within time. Whether it's a local race, whether it's an Ironman 70.3, the race is yours. So we need to make sure that we take care of very, very fine details so that in the end, when you're racing, it is a good experience for you and a good learning for you. Right now, to quickly understand the race, there are multiple races. A lot of us are racing. There are duathlons where you are running, then cycling, and then running again. Different combinations depending on you're doing a sprint or Olympic. You're doing aquathon where you're swimming and you are running after that. Different again distances, and of course you're doing triathlons with different combinations: sprint, Olympic, super sprint. So I'm sure everybody's aware of their distances. Everybody's clear of the race categories. Um, so yes, we will be looking at the course. I have the map. I will share the map in the group. This is a map which was used last year. It is not shared as of now. So just to give you everybody's understanding where the race start is, it is at the Huda grounds, very close to the Huda metro station. So you ideally come out from there and you are taking a big loop around it. So I know there are a few people in this group who have raced this earlier as well. So feel free to jump in. I haven't raced that loop, but I have seen it plenty of times. So feel free to jump in with your last year's experience. So again, coming back to the cycling bit to start with, because that's the most tricky part in this race. So you will be coming out of the club. The roads are not blocked, means the traffic is not blocked. The organizers are still claiming that they are trying and blocking the roads. I don't find it would be practical for them to be blocking the main Gurgaon Huda city center road. So yes, you will be starting early. So the roads and the traffic and the red lights will be free for all. So a lot of caution had to be taken care over there for the cycling bit. There will not be any big signages or big demarcations on the turns. There will be volunteers which will be standing generally at the crossings or at the turns. So make sure that when the route map comes out, you are familiar with the route map. If you still have any questions, we can always share the Google map and where you can have a look at it. So that is something which has to be taken care of. Remember, in the end, all these races are your races, so you need to be very, very specific to what the routes are. The swimming, now coming back to this main part, swimming is a 25-meter pool, 4 feet at one end, and it's about, I think, 6.5, 7 feet at the other. So it's a 25-meter pool where you will be allocated a lane. Now the lane will be allocated based on, at the time of registration, what is the tentative time you had given for your finish. So accordingly, they are going to put similar speed athletes in a lane. So if, let's say, you are a 2:10 or a 2:5 swimmer, they would probably put you in one lane, and along with you would be similar paces. If you haven't put it, you would automatically be moved to any random line. So any random lane. So you might be stuck with the faster ones or the slow ones, totally depending on the luck. In the morning, when you reach, you will be given at the pool a color cap. Generally, there will be 3 to 4 people in a lane, and everybody wears a different color cap, purely for the marshal to differentiate between different swimmers. So if, let's say, I'm wearing a blue, nobody else in the lane would be wearing a blue. So the caps will be given to you. So you need to make sure you wear those caps. And same way, all the other lanes, there will be 4 or 5 different color of caps people will be wearing. 25-meter pool. So if you are doing your aquathon, that is your swim and your run, you will be given a small space. As a matter of fact, just outside the pool is where you can build your transition. That means when you finish your swim, you need to know where you've kept your running shoes and your running gear. You need to change and you need to head out of the club, head out to the main road and do that loop, which will be given to you as a part of the briefing by the organizers. If you are doing a triathlon, you will be swimming in the pool. You need to make sure that in the morning you are at the club well within time. So you will be given the exact timings, the race start times. Be there well before time because you would be needing to set up your bike. So there in the parking lot is where you will be putting your bike, and under the bike you will be putting your transition area. Now the transition setup would be purely what you would be needing for the cycling bit. So ideally, when you come out of the water, there will be a good 200-meter run, which you will be running from the pool going all the way to the parking lot. What we've been doing earlier is that as soon as you come out of the pool, just make sure you have a pair of slippers over there, something which is not very slippery, because the whole pool area is wet. So you quickly get into the slip-ons and you run to the cycle. Ideally, what happens is if you don't, then what happens is there is a lot of area where there is tarmac. So when you run on that tarmac, there is pebbles. You might get hurt. The feet gets dirty. So you need to make sure that you're wearing your slippers and you run. Of course, that run is not a sprint. That run is an easy jog because you'll be moving through people, a little patch of grass, and then you will be moving to the parking lot. Now, when you come to the parking lot, before you have started your swimming, make sure you know where your cycle is parked. There will be roughly about 50, 60 odd cycles parked over there. So make sure exactly in the morning you would know where your bike is parked in the transition. So you straight away run to your cycle and you're not busy searching for your cycle in the morning at the transition where you don't know where your bike was parked, whether it was the first bike or the last bike or somewhere in the middle. You would have already set up your bike in the morning. That means what you would have done in the morning is that all your hydration bottles would have been on the bike. If you are using gels for your race, make sure your gels are on the cycle or in your bento box or at the back under the seat. So your bike is purely ready for you to be just picking up and moving out. So what you're going to do is when you reach the bike, you're going to you'll have your swimming cap and your swimming goggles in your hand. So you're going to be running. You reach there. and you're going to do your transition. Your transition is going to be from top to bottom or bottom to top. Means you're going to wear your helmet, you're going to wear your sunglasses or your specs, whatever you use. You're going to come down. You're going to wear your socks. You're going to wear your cycling shoes if you wear cleats. If you don't wear cleats, you're going to get into your regular cycling shoes. You're going to pick up your bike and you move to the line which is called the mountain line. Means there'll be a line drawn. You cannot sit on the bike before that. So you cannot just pick your bike from the transition and just sit on it. You have to run with the bike to that point. Only after the point you will sit on the bike. That will be very, very close. It's not too far. In the morning, we can show it to you. It's visible. And then you start riding. Now, a word of caution for everybody that the mountain line is generally in the parking lot. When you're coming out, the main gate of the club gets a little dicey because there is traffic. And if you are, you'll generally be two loops. So when you take a second loop, there will be riders coming in and out. So just be careful that when you are exiting the main gate, you are a little careful. There will be always people standing and looking at what is happening. So just make sure you come out of the main gate carefully, and then you head on to your ride. Generally, it is a two loop rides where you will do one loop, you will come back in the parking lot, turn back, and then do the second loop again. Once you're back, you're going to go back to the same place where your bike was parked because that is a place where you're going to switch into your running gear. That is a transition two. So you're going to go back, park your bike over there. In the same sequence, top to bottom, you're going to start removing. That means I'm going to remove my helmet. I'm going to remove my sunglasses if I want to change. Otherwise, I'm going to wear my bib, change my shoes, and move on. Yeah, that's as simple as the transition is going to be. Swim, cycle, run, you move on. For people who are only doing the duathlon, everything remains the same. Instead of your swimming bit, you're going to be doing the running bit. So make sure that you run your first loop or your 5K, you come to the bike, do the same transition, and then head on to doing the run after that. As simple as it gets. Clear till now? Any questions for anybody?
I have a question, coach.
Can you please say your name
Can you
also?
hear
I
me?
can see who. Yes, I can.
Akshay,
Akshay. Yeah.
Akshay.
Yes, Akshay. Please, Akshay.
Yeah. So coach, because in cycling, one cannot get the PB because there would be traffic lights, etc. So you have to be really careful while cycling. So do you think it will be better not to ride wearing the clip or and ride the cycle with your running shoe because that way you'll be able to save the time during transition. You don't have
Akshay,
to wear the shoe
can
again.
we park this question? I'm going to
Okay.
pick this
Okay.
up later in the thing because that's a very valid point, and I would
Yeah.
be
Sure.
covering this topic after this.
Okay.
Anything related to transitions or the race flow in the morning?
Coach, maybe a lame question. This is Avyay. How do
Yeah,
we
yeah. Go
lock
ahead,
our
man.
bikes there? Like, do they
See,
give us the locks?
no, you don't need to lock your bikes in the morning when you'll be coming. There will only be the athletes over there. There will be security guards. So you just settle up your bikes. You leave your bikes over there. So you don't have to lock your bikes. Actually.
I have a question, Coach Praveen.
Hey, sorry, Praveen. Avya, is it okay?
Yeah, well, like I'm just confused if two people have same bikes and someone's confused and takes my bike, then
Your bike is going to have your sticker. They will be giving you a card. The way you wear your running bib, you will be getting a bib as well, a normal little plastic bib which you will be putting with ziplocs in front of your bike.
oh,
Okay,
fair,
every
fair,
bike will be demarked with your bib number.
fair, fair.
Yeah,
Got it.
and remember, under the bike also is your transition zone. So all your running gear, your shoes, and everything will be yours. So yeah,
Yeah, got it.
sure.
Yeah.
Praveen, please go ahead.
Yeah, Coach. So like what happens in Goa, so we can keep a bag there with our stuff, with the transition
Yeah,
stuff, right?
yes,
Instead
you
of laying
can.
it on the ground, keep it in a kind of a bag.
Yes, you can. See, what we all need to really keep in mind is that this is the peak of monsoons. This is something which I wanted to pick up later in the call, but I'm going to do it right away. That remember, guys, it is going to be a peak of monsoons. A lot of times you might be swimming and it starts pouring and you will still be racing. So your transition zone is going to get wet. So if the forecast is rains tentative, what my recommendation would be, and we've done that in our international race also, where instead of just keeping my cleats and my running shoes like this bare, what we did was we took a little plastic bag and we kept it. We made this mistake in Da Nang a couple of years back, where we left everything open, and when we came back, everything was scattered because it rained, water was flowing, people were all slipping. So what we learned after that was that, just take a little plastic bag, keep it, because it was pouring. Yeah. Now, I would recommend just use plastic bags. Don't try to put too many things in the bag. Why? Because then what happens is, if you've not laid it out neatly, then you will be opening the bag looking for things, and the next thing you know is you're too busy putting things. You would have put something somewhere and you're trying to search for things in the bag. You're not going to find it. So take a towel, take a big towel, put neatly everything. I'm going to share a picture of how a good transition looks like. So your half the towel is used to keep all the stuff on it. The other half, you just cover it up. Yeah. The maximum what you would do is, if you feel that it's going to rain, take a plastic bag, put your cleats and your running shoes in it. Right. Now that is for your setup. Now, the other thing which I really want to cover over here is that, and Akshay, I'm going to answer this point for you as well. Guys, all the local races which we do, the conditions in terms of traffic, in terms of safety, are not the best. Okay. They are always chances for people to have unnecessarily either some kind of disturbances, falls. So you need to be careful. I'm keeping my fingers crossed, nothing happens. Why I'm coming to this point is that these races are not the races to get your PBs. These races are purely to get your race strategy in place. When I say race strategy, means a lot of times in your training, you practice your swims, you practice your bricks, that means your cycle and your runs, but you might not have done it all together, where you really looked at a race situation and practice your transition. So this is the race where I want you to focus on how your body will respond after swimming a 1.5 and when you go ride a 40. And in between that, how a transition is, how the process is, how you would want to do in this local race of making sure that you're fitting into the gear properly, you're making the right choices of how to wear your gear, and then you ride. If it would have rained, you know how Gurgaon roads are, the water clogging will be there. So you got to be really, really careful. If it doesn't rain, the lights, the traffic, the autos, everything is chaos. So you don't have to really, gun for your PB. My recommendation, have a chat with your coach, understand your race strategy. How is what or what does your coach wants to do? Whether he wants you to focus on the swim and have a comfortable ride, an incident-free ride, get off the saddle and then run hard. Could be a strategy. Or your coach might just say, just go enjoy, understand the process, focus on the transitions. The third thing is, understand the race situation. Start understanding your fueling, means what you're going to eat, how you're going to eat, what time you're going to take a gel. All these things are something which, when you are practicing in the training and when you move it to the race environment, it plays a very different role physically as well as mentally. So you need to be quite aware of it. So Akshay, to get back to your question here, my recommendation to you, speak to your coach, see what does she want to do with you in this race. PB might not be ideal, but yes, a good strong ride would be ideal. Try not changing your shoes. That means just because safety is an issue, change it from cleats to your regular shoes. Regular shoes also have a lot of issues one can have if you're not used to it. If you're used to cleats, trust me, the regular shoes suddenly on the race day are going to act a havoc because they'll start slipping. You will not be able to push. And it happened with me 2 weeks back when my right cleat was broken. Every time I was trying to push, it was slipping. So we need to, make sure that we've practiced with that. Right? So we started with you, Praveen, just to get back to you, that yes, to set up your area, just make sure you set up your area keeping in mind that it might rain. Yeah, but not in the bag. My recommendation is not in the bag.
Okay, why I asked about the bag was at DIT last year when we raced, we'd actually placed everything on the floor,
Yeah.
and there was an army of monkeys that had attacked that place. So
Acha.
when we came back for transition, our footwear was lying elsewhere. My protein bar was like
We
it
won't
was all
have
out
that
in the
issue
open.
here. We won't have that issue here. We should be all right. Yeah. Cool. Any other question, Praveen, from you?
No, I'm good.
Okay, cool. Anybody else related to the flow of the race and from morning to the race start?
Jatin, at what time the Olympic triathlon will start?
So you will get an email with the exact timing, sir. I also don't know
Okay.
yet. So
And
all the
how much time
participants.
before we have to reach there to understand all this? Where the cycle I have to
Uh,
put?
I think you should be ideally be there an hour before. But again, please wait for an email. The
Okay.
organizers will send an email with the details of by what time are you supposed to be reaching there,
Okay.
because you have to set up your bike and reporting there. They will be doing the numbering, and
Mm-hmm.
just make sure you factor in enough time for you to warm up well and set up your bike
Okay.
well. Ideally, an hour before the start of your race is good enough.
Okay.
Yeah, so make sure you factor that in well.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, great.
When will we get the mail from the organizers?
So generally, इस हफ्ते में within a week
Within
should
a
be
week.
there. Few days
Okay.
before the race start आ जाती है. Great. Are we
Hi,
good
sir.
there?
Madhav here.
Hi,
Madhav
Madhav.
here.
Yeah.
Just wanted to ask, are there cutoff times in this event, or is it like a free flowing? How does it go about?
Free flowing है. Don't worry about it. But yeah, the idea is to officially उनका cutoffs नहीं होता. Local race है, so one can always keep going till the last one finishes. I don't think they've put any communication of cutoffs, have they?
No, there
Anybody?
are cutoffs.
There are
It's the
cutoffs, but
cutoffs are very well, they're not stringent about it, but
yeah.
you will get a DNF.
I think at least for swim there is, right? It's
90
1
minutes.
hour 10 minutes. Yeah, 1 hour 10
1 hour
minutes
10 minutes.
for
Yeah,
Olympic.
It's 90 minutes for an Olympic. So there are cutoffs. In fact, I'm just going to put it on the group.
Coach,
So
I'm just checking on Town Script. I
Thank
think
you.
they have mentioned the cutoff there for the event.
there are cutoffs. Please understand the cutoffs.
There's a swim cutoff and there's an overall
And an
cutoff for
overall
every
cutoff.
event. I think there is.
But like I said, like
They
Coach
are
said,
not very stringent, is what I'm trying to come back to you, is that there are cutoffs, but they're not very stringent. So they are okay for you to move on. So it's not that you will not be allowed to ride or you'll not be allowed to run. The race will continue and there will be, you'll be moving on. What you need to look at it again is that please discuss it with your coach to understand what your race strategy would be here. Whether you'll be putting an effort on the swim or you will be working on the run bit. Just make sure that you're very, very clear in what you're looking at. Yeah.
Coach, one question, Vishal Sharma here.
Yeah, Vishal.
So if I'm wearing tri-suit, so
Yeah.
I just need one sleepers near the swimming pool, right? And then I
Yes.
wear those sleepers and go to a cycling area
Yes.
and change, right?
Yes.
My cap and all.
Right. So the flow would be that if you are wearing, so ideally you can wear a tri-suit. My personal recommendation would be if you're doing a swim, cycle, run, you should be wearing a tri-suit. You come out of the water, just keep a pair of slippers over there, quickly slip in and just run. Remove your cap and your swimming goggles immediately as soon as you're out of the water. Once you reach to your bike is where all your gear will be laid out by you in the morning. Get into the gear and then get to the bike pit. You don't have to wear anything different in terms of your the gear. If you're only wearing your tri-shorts, then you just need to wear your cycling jersey and move on and then do the cycling bit. Come back and then you want to run. I have seen people run in the cycling jersey also. My personal recommendation in this case would be remove your cycling jersey, wear your running t-shirt, and then move on. Please, cycling shorts you don't use for swimming. I have seen people swimming in cycling shorts last year. So I'm just trying to, remind you guys that if you don't have a tri suit, no problem. You please get into a tri shorts. If you don't have a tri shorts, a pair of tri shorts, then use your swimming costume. But then what you need to do is when you go to the bike section, you need to wear your cycling shorts and your jersey so that you are cycling in the gear. Yeah. So please make sure you take care of your gear. This is a good time to invest in good gear. Gear plays a very, very important role on how you race. If you, compromise on what you wear when you race, imagine you are cycling for 40 kilometers, so an hour 20 or hour 30 minutes, maybe longer. And if you are not wearing the right gear, the cycling shorts can create havoc if the padding is not good. Yeah. And if you are swimming in not a great quality tri suit, the next thing you know is you have chafing under your armpits, on your neck, or any area you could have. So please invest in good gear. Do not cut corners on the gear bit over here. Yeah. The way we choose our running shoes is the way we have to choose our running gear or swimming gear or cycling gear as well. So please pay extra attention. We still have another, the whole week, this and next week. So make sure you pick up. If you don't know where to pick it up from, connect with me or any of the coaches, and we can guide you from where to buy it.
Thank you.
Yeah. For the
Coach,
cycling bit,
one question here.
Yeah, Isha, please go ahead.
Yes, Coach wanted to understand for the cycling part itself. So we have two loops, right? So when we complete the first loop, do we need to come inside the parking and cross that timing line and then start the second loop?
Yes, this is a confusion which happens every year. So just to remind, you need to come in. There is a timing chip mat which is kept inside. Remember when I said in the beginning, there is a mount in line. That is where the timing chip is. So you need to come in, be very, very mindful of coming in because there'll be people coming out or there will be standbys watching you. So just make sure you're careful. You just turn, cross it, and then head out again. Rachna and I will be there, so we'll keep guiding you, but you have to come in the parking lot the second time. In the second loop.
Okay, so Coach, another question here.
Yeah.
So when we enter the parking lot, that is where the mount line and dismount line is. So when we are entering, do we need to again dismount and then cross, take the bike and mount again?
No. You sit on the bike, and when you finish your 40 is when you get off the bike. So when you do your second loop, you don't have to get off the bike.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, good. A lot of you are racing for the first time, guys, so feel free to ask anything you have. No question is a silly question. It's your race. You should be clear. You will not get an athlete guide like all the good races or the international races. This will be more of a briefing that might happen probably a day or two before. They will get, the organizers will give you the details. Ideally, this call should be enough for us to know the complete process of the race. But again, my recommendation would be if you're in Gurgaon, do attend that briefing call or a briefing meeting wherever is going to happen. If you're not in Gurgaon, Delhi, if you think you can come, great. Otherwise, you can always exchange notes with the participants.
Jatin, can I ask?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I just joined. Actually, I was stuck with some patients. So I hope this thing is getting recorded so I can revisit.
It is.
Yeah, I will just look at it because I just joined. I just missed a lot of.
Just a quick thing. Since Shantanu sir, you've come, guys. For all my folks who are racing Talon and are doing this as a practice race, this is not a wetsuit race. Okay, I've had these questions from a few people. You will not be allowed to race in the heat in the pool in a wetsuit. It will be either a tri suit or your swimming costume. So please don't come in the morning wearing a wetsuit thinking I'm going to swim. You will not be allowed.
Coach, can I just run through the swim part?
So I'm just thinking of doing the tri-suit thing and then cycling.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Rasha, go ahead, please.
Okay. So the pool, unless you have swum in it, it's very similar to the Neeraj Bluebird pool, which we swim in terms of the size of the pool, in terms of the depth. The tiles are a little lighter and bigger, so it when you're swimming, it looks deeper. But I think all of you can at least swim 25 meters comfortably, that you don't need to panic when you're crossing that deep end. Now all of you are well trained We don't know whether it's going to be an anti-clockwise or a clockwise swim. That always depends on different organizers. But remember that other people in the pool may not be as good a swimmer as you, right? So you do have to do a little bit of sighting at points. Don't just swim blindly. Stick to your side of the lanes so that you're not doing any head-on collisions. There are 5 to 6 people per lane, and it's a small pool, right? So you can overtake them. Always sight first and then overtake from the middle. But remember that people might be swimming, again, not so great swimmers, so they may not be in their lane. They might be coming in the middle. So just be very conscientious about that. Otherwise, you all have your pace. The one thing which is a very, very common mistake is for people to start really super fast in the first 100 meters. You think, okay, I swim at a 2:10. I'm going to swim at a 2:10 throughout. Please, again, race strategy with your coach, but it's a very standard rule, whether you're doing open water or a pool swim, that the first 200 meters you're going at a warm-up pace just to get into the rhythm, get your feel, understand who the other people in your lane are, and then you can pick up the pace. Feel free to push off from the wall to, keep your pace consistent. None of us do tumble turns. I don't think it would be allowed, but otherwise we're all very sorted for whatever race distance you are doing. The pool entry and exit, it's a very slippery black marble. So if you're on the side lanes, you can or get to the side lanes and get out, or you can ask somebody to help you come out. But be very careful when you come out. Don't go into an all-out sprint. There's no point saving time and then having a fall over there. You can keep the changing rooms are right there in case you need to change. Otherwise, you can keep a pair of slippers right at the corner. They will not say anything if you keep a water bottle or anything you need, and you can just wear that and then go out to the transition zone. Now, I am planning for next week for us to do a morning swim. If anyone wants to go, I was thinking maybe on midweek Wednesday or something, we go and do a swim at the pool. If you need to, it's not compulsory, but if you want to have a nice, understanding of what the pool is like, we can do a group swim at the Huda pool next week. So any questions on the swim bit?
One question. So in the middle, can we stop and drink water if required and all? We can put our boat.
Yes, you can. You
Okay.
can keep it there, or you can keep whatever you want. For 1500, I mean, for any distance, you really don't need to hydrate when we are racing. But just in case, as a safety measure that you might feel, as a comfort, you can keep it there. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just to add on to that piece, yes, you can stop at the wall where you've kept your bottle, but be mindful that there will be other, swimmers who will be coming and turning from the wall. So just make sure, have that competitive spirit of not blocking their way. Just move to the side and keep sipping. And when your turn comes, just make sure you start again without just blocking anybody, or you can just tail somebody. So just be mindful of that. Yeah.
Okay.
Guys, just to add on, Dr. Rohan has shared 2 pictures in the group chat for the setup of the transition. I think it looks great. Have a look at it. I think that will be perfect for anybody to, set up your area like this. So feel free to download that image and set it up. But the only thing would be this will be set up, will be together under one towel. So, so you can use this as a good reckoner for yourself.
Coach, this is Aditya.
Sorry, so who's this? Sumit?
This is Aditya, sir.
Okay, Aditya, please.
Okay, Aditya,
So do we
go
have to mentally remember the laps, or we can check upon with someone there?
Now, thanks for picking that up. Now, guys, please note that if you are swimming 1500 meters, your Garmin is not the count for the number of laps you are doing. There will be a marshal on each end who will be counting your laps. Yes, keep counting your laps. And generally, what the marshals will do it at a countdown when there are about 5 laps done or 5 laps to go, they will keep telling you. So please keep a note of it. If your Garmin is showing 1500 meters and if the marshal is saying, no, you have another 50 meters to go, he's not going to check your Garmin. So please don't fight with him. Yeah, it could be an error from him. It could be big chances, human error. It could be also a Garmin would take a wrong reading because when you are swimming in a lap with people around, and if you stop in the middle of the pool, it will count it as a lap. So it will flick up to the next meter, but ideally you're still standing in the middle of the pool. So please do not fight with the marshals over there. There have been a lot of instances in the past where you keep fighting, I've done 1500. What you're doing is you're just wasting your time. He is not going to let you come out. Please make sure you finish as per the marshal's count. All right.
I want to pick up another Garmin point here.
Yeah.
Coach knows what I'm going to say.
I know. Please go ahead.
I will watch many of you standing after each lap and checking your pace on your watch or seeing what your time is. Guys, you're wasting time. It really is not going to make you swim faster. From the time you get into the pool till the time you get out, till actually the time you finish your race, you do not need to check your watch. Okay? Race as per your effort, as per your training. That's what I always say.
Yeah. So please don't stop at the wall, quickly check kitna ho gaya, kitna reh gaya, kya ho gaya. You're just adding a lot of stress to yourself. Just keep swimming. There are marshals standing over there just for that reason. If in case you want to check the timing, come out of the pool, you know you're done, you know you did your swim in about 30, 35, 40 minutes, whatever you did. Yeah. So please don't stop at every time and quick checking kya ho raha hai, kaise ho raha hai. You'll either hear Rachna or me screaming over there. So both of us will be really hounding you guys over there. Sumit, go ahead. Yeah. Aditya, answer your question.
Question about distance. So
okay. Yeah, guys, remember if you've been swimming in CA, change it to 25 meters, in case you want to track it later on. Yeah, change it to 25 exact. Yeah,
even the triathlon mode. I hope everyone knows how to use tri mode in their watch, because it might be set to open water, so you have to make it a pool swim and the pool distance.
Sir, for the marshals to legitimately count each lap in our pool, are we required to like tap in the tile after our lap is finished for them to understand that, okay, the lap is finished? Or how would they actually understand, okay, we finished this lap?
When you
is it some sort of gesture we have to do?
You don't have to do any gesture. You just follow your swim. You always touch the wall and you take a push. As soon as you touch the wall, they will count it as a lap. Okay, no tumble turn. Nobody takes a tumble turn. Everybody takes a regular turn, and just touch and push. They will be counting it as a lap.
And if we want to change the stroke in the middle, is it permissible?
Only freestyle and breaststroke is permissible. Yeah, it is. You can always change in the middle. Sorry,
not in the middle of a lap. You can change it after
at the end of the lap.
At the end of the lap, yeah.
After finish the lap. Okay, yes. At the end of the lap.
Yeah, no backstroke and butterflies, please.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, one person at a time. Ankit, go ahead.
Around the fueling part, so I'm doing sprint. So do we have to carry something for eating and all? Like, because this is my first triathlon.
Okay. What do you generally do when you are training? In just as a swim bit, when you do you eat anything while you're swimming?
No.
No. Okay. So your sprint, you will be riding about what, 20 kilometers?
Yeah.
What is your general strategy you're following in your 20 kilometers in your practice indoor ride? Do you eat anything?
No.
Okay, awesome. So it's going to be a morning start. You're comfortable with getting up in the morning and swimming in the mornings? I mean, my purpose of asking this question is, are you comfortable on eating anything in the morning?
I can eat, but now, like mostly whenever I'm doing anything in the morning, I don't eat because that's just once either swimming or running or cycling.
So my recommendation would be you have another about week, 10 days to go for the race. try a couple of times before you do your morning workout. Get up a little early and see if you can eat something which is easy on the gut. Generally, a banana would be sufficient. If you feel banana if doesn't work well with you, then probably you could just take a bowl of oats in the night, put some water, some nuts, and leave it in the fridge. In the morning, eat it. So would be anywhere from around about 50 to about 80 grams of carbs you can eat, or you can look at about 150 calories you can eat in the morning. Okay. This would be roughly about an hour before the start. So ideally, whenever you're leaving the house, eat something. Or if you want, you can always carry a banana while you're driving to the swim. You can eat a banana. But try this for the next couple of days so your stomach gets comfortable for you to be eating something in the morning. It's a sprint section. So just eating something in the morning is sufficient. Your race is going to be not too long. Have you ever tried gels? No. So great. So let's not look at gels at all. What you can do then is in the bike section, what you can do is when you are cycling, you can always keep an energy bar with you. And while you're cycling, you can quickly, once you've done, let's say about half the ride, you can always pop in an energy bar into your gut. Means generally we're using yoga bar. I kind of like it now. I'm getting used to it. Just unwrap it, eat it. It's good about 120 calories. Yeah, to keep it solid food. When you get off the bike for your run, just make sure on the biking section you're drinking enough water. You don't need electrolytes as such. It's going to be a short race. Drink enough waters, and when you get off the bike to run, there will be a couple of hydration points on the way. So your 5K would have at least 2 hydration points. Just make sure you pick up something and you keep sipping. But my whole purpose of telling you this is that you have another, today is what, a Tuesday. So you still have about good, 10 days. Try eating something in the morning before you go for a workout. So your body understands what it feels, because a lot of us, generally when we start eating something in the morning, our stomach doesn't go well with it. So eat something which goes well and see how your body responds to it, and just duplicate the same thing on the race day.
Okay, got it.
Okay. All right. Great. There was somebody else who was asking a question.
Hey, Coach, this is Manish
Something,
here.
please.
Sorry, Rachna, can you just give me a minute, please? Who's this?
Okay.
This is Manish, Coach.
Yeah, Manish.
So on the swimming bit, my experience last year with HR26 was both the marshals at the different ends of the pool, they had a different count for me.
Yeah.
And so it might be a good practice to just know that, you want to check with both of them, maybe 4 or 5 laps before you are about to finish your swim, and get it reconciled, because I had to then maybe spend some time to get it checked, and then they were willing to let me out of the pool.
I
So that did
agree.
happen.
There were a couple of issues because these marshals are not briefed well. That's the disadvantage in local events. So ideally, how the marshals are supposed to do is that when you touch the one end of the pool, the marshal will make a hand signal and the other guys will give a heads up. That's how the communication happens. But because these marshals are so newbies that they don't understand how it's done. So I agree that you need to make sure that the count is happening. Both sides, whether you stop and check or you just keep swimming. But yeah, there should be a quick check of what's happening is what my recommendation would be. But again, try not fighting and spending too much of time chit-chatting with them to make sure you're reconciling it. But the idea is that you should always keep hearing from them what they say. Generally, they scream out 5 done, 10 done. So you always keep a count of it. So you need to be a little attentive on that. So yeah. Rachna, go ahead, ma'am, please. Rachna, you're on mute.
Yes, Coach. I wanted to ask, for a 10-kilometer run in Olympics, we have again two loops, like how we have in bike.
Yeah, I think it's a 5-kilometer loop.
Okay.
You come in, you cross the timing chip, and you head out again.
Okay, so after 5 kilometers, I have to come inside and cross the timing chip and again start.
This is what there was last year. This year they haven't shared the route map yet. But ideally, it is a 5K loop which goes around LV and they come back.
All right.
Yeah. So I think in a couple of days they should be sending it out. Is there any news from them? Any news from Mehak when they are sharing the?
No, not yet, but they have confirmed it's a 5K run, a 5K loop.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Okay.
So the route remains the same, coach, like last year's route, or they are going to change the route for 10 kilometers?
We are waiting. We are waiting for that. They haven't communicated. My guess is it will be the same. I think they're
All
not
right.
going to reinvent the whole thing.
And my only suggestion is that, especially for people who don't live in Gurgaon, you should try and, look on the map and see where the turns are, if there are any turns, because especially if it's the same route as last year, they have Leisure Valley. We all know there are all these, different roads and ins and outs. And there is one little U-turn you have to take and then go over a timing chip, which a lot of people tend to miss or get lost. So you should at least study the map very well. And if you're not sure, ask one of us beforehand.
Or we do
But
a
yeah,
route recce one day before.
responsibility. You can, if you're here, yes. Responsibility is always with the athlete to know the route. No volunteer is going to be there standing at every crossing or will even know sometimes. So it is your responsibility to know the route.
All right, coach. Thank you.
Yeah, there have been a lot of cases where on the bike section, there was a turn which was to be taken. Apparently, the volunteer was missing, and people went off route. They came back and they fought with the organizers, but nothing could be done. In the end of the day, in any race where you participate, the race is yours. You need to be responsible to know where to turn, what to do, the route maps. So make sure you're very, very clear on the turns, and otherwise volunteers will just simply put their hands up, and then our race is all effed up.
But just a question on that. At the end of the day, we just have to do 40 kilometer of cycling and 10 kilometer of run, right? I mean, whatever route we take, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree with you, man. I wish it was so simple.
You have to go over the timing maths, so
Okay, only timing math. Okay.
I have a question, coach.
Yeah.
What was the cycle route last year?
So ideally, you come out of the Huda, you go over the new bridge which they made at the Huda Circle, come down, go straight, wo Supermart se hoke, Golf Course Road left, then take a left from Galleria all the way. That was the route. Okay, you go ahead. You explain the route.
Sorry, you come down, you cross Vyapar Kendra, you take a little left and then a U-turn, and then you go all the way to so the big round crossing, One Horizon crossing, they had added that little left towards Bel Air, and there was the roundabout. Then you had to come. So that little left was never there in the earlier editions. So people didn't realize, and they went straight. Then you go all the way to the Sector 56 metro station where Doubletree Hilton is, and you come back all the way down. You U-turn and come back all the way down. Then you take Galleria. You take a right towards Westin Hotel. Then come down Leisure Valley Road, and you take a left back into Huda Gymkhana.
Oh.
And then you go again for the second 20 kilometers. So that's 20 kilometers. But they are saying they're going to change the route to this, but they have not confirmed. So guys, don't go and start. We're not sharing this on purpose, because until we get this in writing, they've just shared this for our reference. But coach, you can share it. So they're basically saying that they are going to close the road and it'll be just around Leisure Valley and not go on to Golf Course Road. But
Ma'am, sorry to disturb you. As I am not familiar with the Gurgaon roads, so one time go and see the map. It's not possible to feed in the mind where to go and where I have to turn. And even they don't have the directions on the display. This is very surprising.
You come for swimming class?
Yeah. Even I follow the navigation Google.
No, I understand. I'm saying once we know next week, we'll go on a little, okay?
Yeah, sure. Even they don't have the display on all the passes on the route.
Not all of them, no.
Very strange. Great.
Aditya, go ahead.
Yeah, so last time I did sprint here, and I remember for the route, for the cycling route especially, they had shared some specific file, some VFX file or something like that, and there was an app you could, and it used to give that exact route. So I'm used to using a mobile holder with the mobile on it on the bike. Then it was quite easy to track. I think this time also, if they share, it will be easy to track the route on that.
Yep. Yeah, you can upload that in
I
your
would like to add something, sir.
regular. Yeah. Yeah, Dr.
Hi, sir.
Saransh, right?
Saransh,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah. Go ahead.
Hi, sir. Yeah. So I had raced this race 2 years in a running, and mostly there are no volunteers at the start of the race. Like last year, the super sprint people were the one that came out of the pool the earliest because swim was the smallest. So there were no volunteers, and a couple of us went on the wrong way. On the second time, as we were I think we went after 1 hour. So there are a number of cyclists there, and there are a number of volunteers. So I think a route recce, at least on the day also when you come. And I think they shared a GPX file also last time, sir, if I remember.
Yeah.
They had a GPX file also for the government.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, Saransh. These are challenges with all local races. So there will be either no volunteers or volunteers missing in action or no signs properly. This generally would be in the cycling bit. So just be mindful. That's what I'm saying, that when we sit on the saddle, most of us, what we do is we put our head down and we try to push and we try to power up. This is where I started the call saying that, we don't have to look at this race where we are gunning for our PBs or we are trying to gun with our maximum effort here. Just make sure you're mindful of what routes you're going to be taking, what the turn is. Be mindful of the traffic. Be mindful of where and how you're going to be, looking at your race strategy. So just don't, just don't try to push hard and try to kill yourself in the right bit. Yeah, just be aware. Race awareness is what I'm trying to ask from everybody. It's a pretty flat course, guys, so we don't have to worry too much about the road conditions in terms of the climbs. It's a flat route. Just be mindful that if it rains, potholes and the slippery roads will be there. So just be aware that I want everybody to finish this race without any kind of incident or mishap. So just be very, very mindful of your safety on the saddle bit, of course. Swimming and running is something which all of us are comfortable with. But for cycling, please be very, very careful of your safety. And that's what I would again repeat myself on this.
Jatin, may I ask one thing?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, how many turns will be there?
So again, you're asking me a question where I'll answer. I don't know the route yet. Sir, I don't know the route. How can I give you an answer? Nobody knows the route. We just said that the route will be announced next week. So once the route will be announced, I can tell you, sir, how many turns.
Jatin, I just forward you the route which I just got from the Mehak. So I don't know, but as of now, she's mentioning 8 loops of cycling, 5K into 8.
That's what we just.
Yeah, Sumit, I think I will wait for an official communication from them rather than they sending it across. So the map you are sharing is what I shared also in the group. I don't understand what this 8 loops would be. How are we going to track 8 loops by a rider? Anyway, let them send an official communication. So
sure.
Guys, I hope in your gear, you have your TCI T-shirt for our post-race club picture.
That's like, can you share last year's pictures from the database you have? The dump pictures you have? Yeah. So guys, make sure you have your gear ready before the end of the week. Your swim gear, your cycling, and your running if you're doing a try. A good idea would be to try, things which you have been training in, not to go anything new. But yeah, tri suits should be the best way to move in this race. If you don't have one, pick up one. If you don't want to buy a tri suit, then make sure you have alternatives where you're not spending too much of time changing in and out of the gear. So you save time. But otherwise, again, I'll repeat, have a safe race. I think The duathlon bit would be before it gets before daybreak, right? Do we need lights? Yeah. So I think this is something which we might want to wait for the
I think it's usually a little later.
little later. Okay, because the run starts when it's dark. I remember.
Yeah, the run, but then the ride is after. So
After that, okay. Okay. Super. Guys, any other questions anybody has, feel free to ask. We just have another 2 minutes to finish off the call.
So quick two
Coach,
questions.
very quickly.
Sorry. Yeah, Aditya, go ahead, sir.
So do we need a bib holder for the run and the cycle? And the second is, how do we carry water bottles during the run leg?
So for
In the
bib
tripod.
belt, for running bit, you need to wear a bib, the bib they're going to give you. So the best would be buy a bib belt. Works out the best. For water bottle, I generally use a handheld water bottle, which is about 500 ml, and I run with that. If you're doing a 5K, there'll be water stations. You can pick it up from there. If you're doing a 10K, you can take a small, 200 ml or a 500 ml bottle. Whatever you use in your training is the best, example of what you're using. I generally run with a 500 ml handheld bottle for running, depending on how you're training. If you're not used to running with a bottle, if you have next couple of runs as a training runs, please feel free to take a little, this is a big bottle I'm showing you, but a 500 ml Aquafina bottle or a PET bottle, just run with that so that, you can finish off the first 6-7 kilometers and chuck it off and then run. Totally up to you. And it's easy to refill at the water station also.
I think Coach Rachna has got it on her table right now. The handle bottle.
Rachna was using it. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. So I think she also uses it when she runs. Yeah. She just finished a brick anyways. Yeah. Sorry,
Coach
somebody
Sagar.
else had a question?
Sagar this side.
Sagar.
Any chance of me doing?
Abhi, just give me a minute. Sorry. Sagar, go ahead.
Sure.
So I was asking, will they also have an expo a day before the race so that we can collect our bibs and all those stuff?
They do have it. I think a day before they have the expo, and that is where they have the briefing also. So I think they will exactly announce the location. Generally, it used to be Athlean Store last 2 years. I don't know where it's going to be this time. It's generally tight and congested, so I hope they don't do it there.
even TCI won't fit into it. All the practice.
Yeah, that's what I was coming to. Yeah. So yeah, there should be one. I think the organizers should be sending an email in a couple of days with all the race details. They're pretty apt in sending all that information well before time, so you should get it. Avya, sir, please go ahead. Your question. You were saying something?
Coach, any chance of we getting a training of puncture repair and all before the race?
I need to figure it out. This Saturday, Sunday are totally choco-block here. I think a lot of people are going for the lake swim and not available. Let me try, because I think the mechanic is also not here.
Okay.
My recommendation would be just take your bike. If you're not sure, practice it a couple of times at home only. If you've done it before, and if you haven't done a puncture repair in a while, take the wheel out, try it a couple of times, take the tube out, put it back in, fill it in. If you have never done it, just go to Cyclocraze, spend half an hour there. It'll be much faster for you to just sitting with Manoj, just learning it, trying it in front of him, rather than me organizing it. So just take that initiative and go ahead. Go, man. Yeah, just walk in. Manoj will be more than happy to help you here. Yeah.
So, Coach Vishal here, just one query here. When are we getting bibs from the organizers? Because I haven't got any email for that yet.
I think आ जाएंगी 2-3 दिन में. Saturday को generally आपको मिलेगा. I think second को bib मिलेंगी आपको. I think जहाँ तक मेरे को पता है. For the local people can pick it up on Saturday, and I think they do have it on Sunday morning for outstation people. But they should communicate to you guys.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right, guys, any other questions? If you still have it, please write it in the group. I will answer them. It's 8:33. It's time to wrap up the day. Great. Look forward to see you guys. People going for the lake swim, all the best. Enjoy. I'm going to be there for you on Sunday at the race day. So you'll see me screaming and shouting. And every time you look at your Garmin, you'll know who will be haunting you, your swim coach and I. So yeah, have a good race. Have a safe race, please. That's more important. There are a few people who are gunning for a strong race in terms of PBs. They know who they are. Their coaches are working with them. But please coordinate with the coach and understand your race strategy. That is the most important piece. Yeah, so you should know what you're doing on the race day. If you are learning to do an experience of a try, please do that. If you're doing this race to get your transitions in place, please do that. If you're going to be pushing and doing a time trial in the swim, do that. Totally depending on what your race strategy is, check out with the coach. All right. Have a good evening, guys. See you guys tomorrow morning, whoever is coming for the strength. Else, take care. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.